You know, it's been a while since I've made a steak the way I started making steaks on this diet when I started using the air fryer, and that's basically taking it from room temperature. The only reason I'm doing this today is because I ran out of plastic wrap to go in my freezer for temporary storage, and I want to go ahead and cook this piece because I'm ready for some supper. I just got out of work, so I thought I'd share with you the way that worked for a very long time for me to be able to make steaks. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt to this, and then I'm going to let it sit for an hour. I used to not let it sit for very long, but when you take the steak from room temperature like this, it gives the salt a chance to get in and soak up all that water in there and really allow it to bring out the flavor when you're done cooking it. Alright, now that it's been sitting for an hour, it's ready to go. And I've already started the air fryer to preheat, and then it should allow this meat to cook nice and even throughout. Still waiting on the timer to go down. Now the thing about preheating though is it's using the grill setting or the air fry setting. I mean, there's nothing happening different inside the air fryer as far as what's working. The heat element's turned on and the fan is turning. It's going to work the same regardless if it's set on grill or if it's set on air fry. The only difference is you've already got your interior hot, so when the meat touches the interior, it's going to have that sizzle to it. And if you're keeping up with how long it takes to cook a certain amount of food, that makes it more accurate for the times that you're going to be cooking. I often don't worry about that stuff too much. As long as I can get it hot enough to eat, I'm usually happy. Alright, so while I'm getting ready for this, whenever I do cook a steak that's not frozen, I find using the meter is the best way for me to get the temperature exactly as I want it. So I find the fattest part of the meat that I can stick it into, and there's a little line on the side of the meter that lets me know where to stop pushing it in at, and we've reached it there with this one. And you can see the green light is on, so everything's working fine. I got my meter app here, so I'm going to go ahead and set it up to cook some beef. We got a T-bone. We're going to go to 140. Some folks like it a little less. I like it there. Start cook. And we're going to stick it inside the air fryer now. And I got it set to 450 here, but really 400 degrees would probably be better not cooking from frozen. So I'm going to drop that temperature down, and then I'm going to reduce the cook time to 16 minutes, which should be enough. But at the same time, we're going to let our meter tell us exactly what to look for. But you know, really I wanted to come talk to you guys today about what I feed these guys, because a lot of you ask about what I feed my dogs. You know, dogs are carnivorous animals too, and they sure do love some meat. I have to say, there was a time that feeding animals meat was really impossible for me, but thankfully things have been getting a little bit better, and I gotta say thanks to all my patrons, because you guys make it possible for me to keep this channel going. If I had to live on what YouTube does, I'd never be able to make it at this point. But between all the things you guys buy when it comes to Redmond salt and Carnivore crisps and the companies that I affiliate with, thanks to the work that you guys do to make this channel so successful, not only am I able to come back and talk about the wonderful benefits of the carnivore diet and lion diet, what it's done for me and what it's done for so many other people, but it gives me a chance to talk about how I can feed my dogs a little better and to be able to feed them a little better. You know, I used to just buy store-bought whatever dog food there was because I, just like most other people, didn't know that this stuff isn't healthy for them. Like the food that we buy for ourselves in the store is not healthy for us. Well, you can pretty much count on a lot of the dog food you're buying for your dogs is not healthy for them either. I tend to use a type of dog food I get from a local feed shop that does feed for livestock and things like that, called Value Pack. And the reason I like Value Pack is it's soy free, it's wheat free, it's gluten free. What's the other one on there?
Corn.
It's corn free. So it doesn't have a lot of the cheap grains and things that are going to be bad for them. You know, one of my family members recently had a dog that actually has kidney stones, of all things. I've never heard of a dog having kidney stones before, but when you feed them the things that you buy from the store, why would you be surprised that they're not going to get sick just like we do? You know, I was eating the type of food that you buy from the store, and it had me sick as I could be. I had no idea that it had to do with my nutrition. I was trying to eat healthy. I was trying to buy good dog food for my dogs too, but I found out that I wasn't. But you know, sometimes I even have the opportunity to give them real meat. Things like sausage and bacon, they get to eat really well. Sometimes I actually feel bad that my dogs eat as well as they do, because there's a lot of people who don't get to eat good food as good as this. But you know, ultimately, a lot of the stuff that I'm able to give to them has just been saved from the trash. So there's nothing worse than seeing good food get thrown completely away. Oh, and even my chickens. I forgot to talk about the chickens. You know, I was able to get some really good scraps for them too. We had some nice fruit for them here. We had some grits. Boy, they love grits. And some bread. The chickens just love it. And they can eat all of that stuff. There are a few things that chickens shouldn't eat, but I'm not here to make a video about what chickens should and shouldn't eat. It's real easy to look that stuff up online. Chickens will eat just about anything. I just want you to know that we treat our animals good, and they treat us good. The meter is showing that I have 1 minute left until my steak is ready, and I had set this for 16 minutes, and there's still 7 minutes left on the timer. So meter really helps you get a good gauge on how well done your meat's going to be so that you don't overcook it. I couldn't even remember if I used to do it 16 minutes or 13 minutes. I didn't take into account the thickness of the steak, and I know a lot of us aren't really thinking about a lot of that stuff. We're trying to figure out how long it takes to cook a piece of meat. But each piece of meat's going to be a different size, a different thickness, and meter really helps to alleviate a lot of that problem. Remove from heat. Let's take a look at it. I did not flip this one, but since I have the stainless steel grill that I'm using in here instead of the little plate that came with it, it allows the heat to get around it a lot better, and I don't necessarily need to flip the meat. So while I let that rest, and by the way, when it says resting, that means don't touch the meat. Don't cut the meat. Don't do anything with the meat. I was one of the world's worst at this. You can go back to my earlier videos. I didn't wait. I just cut right into it. But I have learned to let those juices really solidify in there and get wonderful. Makes your steak taste delicious. Let's take a look at this steak. Ah, look at that. It's ready to go. Lift this up so you can take a nice look at it there, and you can see how well it was cooked. Nice medium rare on the inside. Perfect. It's kind of hard to beat the deal on the T-bone. That's it for what I eat. That's it for what my animals eat. My family is eating more meat. We're all enjoying a better, healthy lifestyle, and I hope you are too. I hope you're finding out by leaving all the processed garbage behind, by leaving the sugar behind, and the seed oils, aka vegetable oils, aka industrial lubricants. You're going to be healthier because of it. And the same goes for your animals. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?
KetoCon 2023. It's going to be in Austin, Texas, and yours truly is going to be there on the Saturday event. If I get enough people that get tickets using my code, that they will set something up for a little meet and greet type of situation for me. Check in the description for the link and the code. Not only will it help the opportunity for me to be able to talk to more of you, but you'll also save $50 on your own tickets. And look for Saturday to be the day to have a chance to get together with me.